What is going on, people? Welcome to another edition of Every Man is a Millionaire. Today, we're going to talk about the Hustlers LLC, what it is, why you need one, and how it can help you next year, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 20 years from now, when you're dead. Yes, I can help you, even if you are dead. For your heirs, for your children, you selfish. Anyway, if this is your first time here, this is Glendon Cameron, your hustling godfather. What we do here at Every Man is a Millionaire is talk about how to get money, how to get it, how to stack it, how to make more of it, how to protect it. And that is a big part of what we're going to talk about today. Do me a solid, go below and get your free hustling ebooks. They'll help you make some money. A free gift from me to you. So let's get into it. What is the Hustlers LLC? And I will have to start with personal information. 2012, I had an epiphany. I wanted to put some stuff away, set some stuff up for the kiddos, right? They're not going to get it. They'll be 35, 40 before they get anything. So don't worry about that. But I made an effort to do that, and I set stuff up. Well, 2013, someone decides to become pregnant and had no intentions on me being a father. I was viewed as a ATM. The ATM fought back, the ATM won, and one of the reasons that I won is the things that I did in 2012. I keep telling you guys, need to go ahead and get yourself a LLC, a holding company, operating company, before you hook up, before you have kids, unless you're with someone who's very unsophisticated financially, so you could possibly get around them. But there's a lot of resistance because folks just don't. Well, I shouldn't say there's a lot of resistance. I should say there's some resistance because there are many of you, and I appreciate you guys, who are taking the advance, taking the advice, getting the courses, the free courses, making money and coming back and buying products. So I appreciate you guys. But there's just some folks who want to close the door after the horse has left the stall. It ain't going to work. But anywho, the Hustlers LLC is a holding company to protect your financial interests, whatever they may be in the future. You can set it up in so many different ways to protect you, to hold money. Because if you have money that comes to you and it comes in corporately, you only pay corporate tax if you leave the money in the company. You only pay corporate tax if you leave the money in the company. There's so many ways that you can use that money to increase the company, and you just get some benefits on the side too. It's amazing. But many people look at that as onerous. It's too much effort without a real understanding of the power of having this set up. Let's go ahead and say you don't know what kind of long-term business you want to operate. You have no clue. Well, let me introduce you to the Hustlers LLC. So what you do is you create a legit holding company. It's legit. It has proper articles of organization. And then you create an operating company that is the testing company. This way, if it doesn't work out, you do something stupid, you get sued, dissolve the operating company, have the holding company form another LLC, and go at it again. It's really that simple because what you want is age. Like I told you the other day about Scott's father, how he started the IMA corporate furnishings, which was like the stuff that came out of the ceilings, restaurant furniture. And to this day, Scott, he's going to leave that to his kids. So this is one of the things that you could do by setting this up. Now, let's talk about the cost, because there's many of you And this is one of the reasons that I created H Undergrad Redux. It's a little slower. It gives you time to acclimate yourself, and it's more economical, because there are many of you who have it in your heart to be business people. You have the skill sets, you have the talent, you have the will, you have the drive, but you don't have the seasoning, and your expectations are whack. That's the big problem. You may have to create this LLC and have it in force and pay all the administration fees for 2 or 3 years before you really figure it out. But those 2 or 3 years, corporate aging, it's a beautiful thing, because those 2 or 3 years can make a world of difference. Like, let's say you figure something out, you get it going, and you're at the 7-year mark of active business. Then you go into your bank and you say, oh, your corporation's 10 years old and you got 3+ years tax returns. Okay, boom, approve. See, this is something that it took me a while to understand this. What you do today greatly impacts your tomorrows. It was a lesson that I had to learn in that boarding house. I was making mistakes, and I had to start making good decision after good decision after good decision. Did immediate results happen? Nope. I'll give you a really good example of making a decision that did not reap dividends for years. When I was in that boarding house, I was seriously debating going back to school to finish up my undergrad degree and get an MBA. I plotted it out. I had the cost. I figured out how I can work some jobs, but I would have graduated if everything went correctly 2006. Let's say it didn't go correctly. I graduated 2007. We all know what happened 2007, 2008, the Great Recession. So I would have made a decision, put a lot of hard work, time, effort, and energy into it, and I would have lost everything that it wouldn't have worked out. It just wouldn't have worked out, right? So this is a decision that I made in 1999 that paid huge dividends from 2000 to 2000, like 1999 to 2000. It paid some dividends, but the real dividends came 2009. So a decision that I made in 1999 benefited me in 2009, and this is how it benefited me. If I hadn't made that decision and I went to school, I would have not gone into the storage auction business, and I would have not had the knowledge to write a book, and none of this would have happened. One decision in the past is responsible for this in the future. 10 years, man. And there are many of you who are looking and hoping for some immediate results. And the reality is the top 0.3%, they got wealthy on the long game. They didn't get wealthy like some quick come up, 4 or 5 months or even 4 years. They got wealthy on that long game. Now, here's where another decision, 2009, exit the storage auction business, health concerns, my partner dies. I'm going to do this YouTube thing. I don't know anything about YouTube. All my friends are hating. I got all kinds of problems. I got people who unfriended me. I have grown women like, I can't date someone who does YouTube. That's for kids. True story. All of this hardship. Then 3 years later, 2012, I had some of those same people ask me, like, how can I do YouTube? Can you come over and I'll cook you dinner? I'm like, no, this ain't no I come over and cook you dinner type deal. This is like, you need to peel off some dollars. This is very valuable information. So once again, making decisions today with no real concept of what's going to happen tomorrow. If you make good, sound decisions today, your tomorrows are going to be much better. Because I was reflecting on that. I could have went to school. I could have missed out all of those years of learning, all of that excitement, getting those Gold Rush units, getting those ooh-wee units, the networking, all this came down to one decision that I had literally the world against. Everybody's like, man, you need to go to school. You need to go to school. One decision. So that's why I'm coming to you, not with some theory, but with some practical advice that you need to go ahead and spend the money and begin getting your corporate structure together, even if you know what you want to do. Because once you create your holding company the right way, then you can create all kinds of companies under that and you get that corporate age. And then you could become your own bank, because there's a lot of people out here get business credit, form an LLC to get business credit, which is all well and good. But if you don't know how to run a business, so what if you can borrow $1 million? I created a $10 million company with that intellectual capital. No loans. You leveraging the internet. And I will tell any of you, someone's like said, hey, I got $13,000. My back's against the wall. And it's like, put your money in the bank. Download the free courses and start hustling. Hustle that money up. Everybody that has talked to me, it's like, hey, I got 50,000. I got 100,000. Put that money in the bank. I answered the question on Quorum. I got $1 million. Put that money in the bank. Because money with no experience behind it is going to depart your lifetime very quickly. If I had to bet on someone like Jeff Bezos with all that intellectual capital versus someone who was already a billionaire but knew nothing about internet online commerce, my money's on Jeff, even though he had no money. He can get money. See, once you have experience, like Into the Glossier, she had no money, but she had experience. She had data. So there's other ways you can skin the cats. But unless you got like millions of dollars where you could like throw $1 million over here and it doesn't impact your life one way or another, if it wins or lose, well, if it wins, you need more money, but hustle up. Because my advice to any of you, and here's something else. Let's say you want to get into a certain kind of industry. Go ahead, hook up your Hustlers LLC holding company and go get a job in that industry. Don't like go to the bank, try to get loans, because this is what happens when you get a loan. You got to pay that back. And if you quit your job, you got to make money to live on. You got to make money to pay that loan back. And you got to make money for the business to grow. 1, 2, 3. Equally important things must go down. You know how much stress that is? Whereas if you just have a job and you hustle on the side, and over a few years you get that experience, it's just less stressful and it's way more successful. It's way more successful. And this is why, because, you know, a lot of you are asking me questions. Go to the Google machine, because the questions you ask me tell me that you are just not really serious about your business. You should know everything about that industry. You should know the season, the price. This is before you open up your first operation. You should know your industry. I'm into online education. Currently, it's a multi-billion-dollar industry. 10 years, it's going to be multi-trillion. Everything's coming here. Everything's going to, this is where it's coming. I'm trying to get ahead. I know my industry. You notice I stopped adding written parts and everything's video and audio. People learn 30 to 50% through video and audio. That's what something I need to know since I'm in the industry. How do you get people to buy your stuff? This is something I need to know. How to get people to come to the learning platform and invest. This is something you need to know. I've not spent any advertising dollars on this project this year. Not to say that I will not, but I got kinks to work out before I started throwing money on this. But this is what I know because of my business. I've been doing it 9 years, not 1 year, not 2 years, not 3 years, not 4 years, but 9 years. I think I'm beginning to really start percolating now. And I know many of you just like, look, how can I get what you got at 20? You can't get it at 20, but you could possibly get it at 29. You could possibly get it at 27 if you start now, and just take time off the table. This is why you need to get into a business you enjoy. I enjoy you motherfuckers. I like doing the live streams. I like talking shit. I like making I love this stuff. It doesn't seem like work, but you go out and you get into an industry because it makes cash. You just create a business that you hate, like getting a job you hate. What sense does that make? So that is your little conversation today. See what we got in here. What's up, Derek? Kenny P. Edward Koch, you called about automation. GM sales slashing up to 14,000 jobs in North America. I saw that. Everyone hit me up with that. Like I predicted that years ago. And when the recession is over, those jobs are not coming back. What's up, Reedy Law? All right, Glover. Once again, I am the seller to beyond their free thinking. Do you know about paying yourself dividends method? First of all, let's stop. You guys are trying to do advanced techniques before you've built the core business. And I think part of that is all of this bullshit that people are feeding you, because you should be thinking about two things: market research and the direct response marketing machine. That's all you need to be thinking about the first 2 to 3 years of your business. You don't need to be thinking about dividends. None of that, because at every man's a millionaire, you got to hustle. And a hustle that pays your bill so your business can breathe and they can grow unencumbered, because you ain't in there snatching all the money out the business. Oh, snatch. You know, when you snatch money from the business, it's like taking oxygen from a baby. Every dollar you take, it's just one more breath it can't take. What's up, AKW? There's ways around that. Sense reality. What's up, Mr. Compensation? Mr. Compensation. Rudy Law, my opinion, business should come before school. I agree. At that time, I wasn't the guy that I am today. And I was still, for about 2 years, I was like, man, maybe I should have went to school. And then boom, it happened. Let's see. Michael Rutherford, most well-paid, the richest people, the most successful people in the world are educated. We have no agreement on that. What we do have a disagreement on is what vehicle that education gained. I don't think going to college to learn some obsolete information and paying $50,000 to $120,000 for it is worth it. Nope, I don't. Can a holding company own a company in which you have partners? It depends on how those articles of organization are written up. I want you to think about this. Think about your question. So you have a holding company that you own, but now it owns this company. There's going to be a lot of discussions, because how are those partners going to get paid with a company that your holding company owns but has partners? Think about that. Once again, that you were in the Art of Holding Superstar Customs. Just go back through that. We went over that. I don't know. How would you create a business out of programming? Once again, I am the framework. I'm the structure guy. You got to bring the business model. That's what you got to do. I know nothing about programming. You got to know programming. You got to know the ins, the outs, everything about programming, so you can make that determination. Dwayne Bryant, did I hear you? Yeah, sure did. You did hurt me 100% correct. lesbian dance theory is really a degree? You got to be kidding me. But this is one of the things you got to do because let's talk about getting your holding companies. All right, we're about to go into the month of December. Not a lot's going to go down, and you're not going to lose a lot of time. Everyone here who has not formed their company should wait until January 5th. Why? You don't pay a double registration fee because the registration fees are not applied the month that you start your LLC. They start the first of the year, the first of the year. So this is the time for you to be researching, be on the Google machine, be asking people, go to a business and say, look, I'm thinking about starting a business doing this, and I'm willing to work for you X amount of weeks for free to learn. I know that yeah, it's funny. Like when I give stuff away for free, it's like, yeah, you should do that, Glenda. But when I tell you to do stuff for free, like, whoa, 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 whoa. Wait a minute. Hold up, hold up. Barfield, I don't know if you know this or not. You're raising boys to be men, giving them vital pieces to become men. Well, thank you. Appreciate that. What's up, Black Tiger, Perceptions Media? Yeah, because you gotta set this stuff up. And it's going to take you some time. And this is one of the reasons I keep saying time. This is one of the reasons that I said a decision that I made in 1999 paid off twice, really paid off three times, because if I went to school, I would have never learned any of this stuff. There would be no Every Man is a Millionaire. There would have been no YouTube channel. There would have been no books. And I think about that. It's like, good Lord, I was that close to having this. Let's say I went to school and I was successful and I got a good job. At that time, 150K, that would have been the ceiling. I would have missed. Yo. Ricky Wilson, I'm going to talk about that in a minute. Paul Witt, what if you're getting out of the military and school is paid for and you own the LLC? Should you do both? That's a very good question. You need to do some research because even if school is paid for, you still have to go. So you got that opportunity cost. Once again, you got to figure some stuff out. But depending upon what you're going to get a degree in, depending upon what it pays, you got a lot of research to do. You should be crunching numbers like a motherfucker. Now, here's what's my email. I do not answer any questions one-on-one. If you want to ask a question, this is the time to ask a question, not come to the live stream where I'm live and available and hit me up with a question at 10 o'clock at night. I don't do that. I just don't have the time to do that. My students come before anyone else, and I'm behind on communicating with them. So I'm not just talking to, just, it may sound a random when I got people who will pay money every month. That don't make no sense, man. Love to not scared the crap living my life as a business person, hard as hell. It can be. There is a part of this where you become acclimated, where this stuff isn't as scary, where this stuff isn't as crazy, where this stuff isn't nerve-wracking. And part of this is the 5 checking accounts. Once you start to handle your money, a lot of stress goes away. Like it's Christmas, the Christmas season. People are buying stuff. I'm buying gifts. I'm doing stuff. But that money's coming out of an account. I say that money, I'm not even going to spend it all. But I'm not taking, I want you to think of your money as a river that's coming in your life. A river that's depositing into this lake, and it's just coming in. Now, let's say you don't have any subsidiaries, smaller rivers where money, the water's going to pools to be saved for later. So all of a sudden, you got to start pulling out a lot of water out of your river. And, a few months later, your lake, it's 5, 6, 7 feet lower than expected. You might be able to see mud. But if you just divert a little bit of the river, the cash flow into these accounts, just a little bit at a time, not enough to disturb the river. So when you need it, I remember this dude because I've been talking about this before. And this dude's like, man, I want to thank you. This weekend, my tooth started hurting. And I was like, oh God, I got to go to the dentist. Then he said, it hit me Sunday. I got a savings account. He had like $900 in the savings account. He went to the dentist. It was $450. And he did not. He's like, man, I see this because I don't have to mess around with I don't have to make these decisions. Should I pay my electric bill? Should I pay my car note? I didn't have to do that. This is the first time in my life I didn't have to do that. I would just pay that bill and I still have money in the savings account. It's like, okay, now I'm gonna start hustling. You got to manage the money. Michael Rutherford, what if I just create an LLC to build my business credit so eventually to my dream business endeavors? I have it. Well, once again, let's go back to, do you know how to run a business? Let's go back to the poor Jeff Bezos and the guy who's a billionaire. We don't have that same problem. And this is why many businesses fail, because you have people who are trying to start businesses in an arena they know nothing about. Whereas if you work in the arena, part-time job, or slowly gain knowledge from that, it's just typically much more successful. Let's see. Eclectic mind. Should I just start my LLC for my hustle, a holding company, and child hustle? Once again, you start your holding company, and then you start a child LLC as your operating company. I just said that in here. Mark Park. So if I purchase H grad Redux, will that course also come with the art of holding? The art of holding is going to be the last course in Hustler Redux. Just to let you know, it's designed that way so you can build up and you can start making money. So it's coming, but it's going to be last. All right, Black Tiger, appreciate it. That's awful. Yeah, here's the thing. I don't get paid to answer questions. I get paid to provide solutions. And in the beginning, I answered every question. I got on the phone with people. I didn't make any money. And then when the sales funnel began to work and my time became where I just couldn't talk, I learned that, if you're not talking to a targeted person, and what this is, let's say I had a product that serviced people who own car washes. So it would make sense for me to give a free consult to a car wash owner because that's my targeted market. But when y'all like, hey, let me holler at you, man, I have no clue what you want to talk about. So when I used to do this, the first 30 minutes is just trying to figure out what you want. 30 minutes today is very expensive. That's a lot of time because let me tell you about my day because people ask about it. I got up, I did my first stream, I set up emails, I set up some custom thumbnails because they hired a company to do my thumbnails. I did some research, had lunch, worked out for 2 hours, then had lunch, came back, answered some more emails, getting ready to put together this webinar tomorrow. I actually missed the one Sunday. And then it's five, you see, it's like 5:13 right now. And I'm doing this. And after I get this, I got to go out to a networking event. So 30 minutes times 10 or 20 per day, that's a lot of time just gone to a hole. I can't do that. Paul Witt, a holding company is an LLC that has articles of organization that spell it out as a holding company. That's all it is. It's what you do behind from a business standpoint. Awesome. All right. For those of you who want the Hustlers LLC, there are pathways below. There's 4 of them. You can do a one and done, and I'll anyone that buys the one and done, I will give you 1, 2, 3 conversations over 3 months. I put in the video, you know, it won't see it there, but anyone that buys tonight, paid in full, not on the payment plan. Let me say this again. Not on the payment plan, not on the payment plan, not on the payment plan. But anyone that pays in full, I'll talk to you for 3 months, 3 times over 3 months. Really long stress does go away. I'm still going through the growing pains of getting accustomed to the lifestyle, money growing, women coming out of the woodworks, but staying focused on achieving my goals. Yeah, because the thing is, I've been in this part, you know, because I really didn't talk about my life, but since I went ahead and did where the folks in Atlanta live, I might as well come with it. I remember before I got on this path many, many years ago, this was an extremely stressful period in time of the year because I just didn't have money, or I didn't have enough money, and I could get anything. I can get anybody anything I want easily, and it's a good feeling. It's really a good feeling because I don't have to rob Peter to pay Paul. I don't have to rob anybody. Money set for a specific purpose in this account. And over the years, and to my business partner, rest in peace, Francine, she was an accountant and she put me onto this. In the beginning, it's hard because you're used to doing what you want to with your money. And to develop the discipline to put money here, put money there, and sit on it, it can literally change your life. As someone who used to take shit to the pawn shop, as someone who has done title pawn loans, as someone who, shame, rented a washer and dryer from Aaron's Rent to Own, I was hustling backwards. I was doing everything wrong that you can imagine. And I came out of that to the person I am today. You can do the same thing. If you're making mistakes, forgive yourself, learn better way, and move on, and just stop doing what you were doing. All right. So the 4 pathways are below, and it will end tonight at 11:59 Pacific Standard Time for my folks in Cali, because you'll be like, hey, man, you know, you on the Eastern time. All right, fine. Got you. So with that, I'll see you guys later. Everything's below. Love, peace, and hair grease.